Hello and welcome to everyone. Our guest today is MMA fighter Larue Burley. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation for the interview. You're coming fresh off your victory, so what can you say about it? And then we'll go with question by question. Thanks again, by the way.
Yeah, it was a fun fight. It was a good fight. He was very game. He's very tough. Uh, I thought I hit him with some good shots early in the fight, and I thought he was looking for a way out, but he kept coming back and battling.
You changed majority of great promotions, but we will discuss that later. Let's start with your beginnings. When did you start training MMA, and which was your first martial art?
I started training in 2012. That was the first time I ever done anything besides I never wrestled. I grew up, I played football and basketball. I mean, besides fighting in the streets and stuff like that, that's about it.
So you literally had no previous experience.
Nope, none.
Well, you advanced pretty much quickly. Do you have a nickname?
Huh?
Do you have a nickname?
Oh, yes, the cannibal.
How did you get your nickname?
It's just something like I've always done in sports is always been trying to beat people at everything and always want to be the best. So it's like you just I don't know, kind of like eat them, you beat them. Like I don't know, I just always consistently just try to be better and pick them apart. So it's kind of where it kind of came from.
How would you describe your fighting style?
I'm just an athlete, man. I try to be well rounded, but I mean, I'm a striker. I'm getting better at wrestling, and my grappling is pretty good. So I try to be well rounded. So I would say just an athlete, well rounded athlete when it comes to fighting.
Who's coaching you at the moment, and who are your most notable sparring partners?
Jair is the head coach, and then my boxing coach is Carlos. Uh, so I got them too, and then I spar with different people. Sometimes I get that chance. I spar with Ryan Bader, CB Dalloway. Uh, I got a couple other guys like Peter. I'll go in there and spar with my brother Joey. He's kind of in the mix. He doesn't know if he wants to retire or not, but I'll spar with him sometimes. Got a few good sparring partners.
Do you have the favorite strike and the favorite submission?
I like the Peruvian necktie, but I've never been able to pull it off. So I say for my favorite submission would be the guillotine because I seem to get that one all the time. Striking, I like the Superman punch. It allows me to do a couple things. If I land it, I land it. If I don't, it usually allows me to get access to get in, get closer to the opponent during the fight.
What can you say about your first amateur fight, considering you came from football, basketball? How hard it actually was to adjust?
It was different. It was really hard because really I hadn't been fighting that long. I just went to the gym, and I think it was 30 days, it was literally a month when I started going to the gym. I did my first smoker, which is like an amateur fight, but it's not sanctioned. So it's 30 days of that, and then I think like another month or two, I did another one. In like 6 months, I had my first amateur fight from ever training. I mean, it's a big difference. Like after the first smoker, I was tired. Like I was like, I got to start running. If I'm gonna do this, I got to pick up the cardio because even though it was 2 minutes, that 2 minutes seemed like it was forever.
Who was your toughest amateur opponent?
Uh, Toughest amateur. I only had two amateur fights. I would say the second one, and the only reason why he was the toughest was because uh, he came in overweight and he was barbaric. He just came at, but then I had him submitted in a rear naked choke, and he would spit his mouthpiece out, and the ref would stop to put his mouthpiece in. So my arm started getting tired. So I would say that was the toughest one since I only had really two.
What can Can you say about your first professional fight? Was it a very, very hard transition considering amateur rules and professional rules are pretty much different? For example, elbows are allowed and
Yeah, it was different and it was tough because that guy, my first pro fight was supposed to be like the next big thing coming to Arizona. He was training at the lab and they had it. People were talking about he's supposed to be like the next Ben Henderson and he's supposed to be real good. And he had I want to say 5 or 8 fights or something like that, and they were all stoppage and nobody really wanted to fight him. So I was like, yeah, I'll fight him. I didn't know much about him, but then once I signed the contract, I started finding out more and how good people thought or said he was going to be, and he was a tough guy. He was very tough.
so what can you say about Bellator debut in general and what do you think about the promotion?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
What is the most elite promotion you've ever competed?
Oh, well, I fought for World Series. I fought for Bellator, and then now XFC and LFA. Uh, they were all great. I mean, I say Bellator is probably the biggest one out of all of them. XFC is rebranding itself right now, and World Series. Well, we know that's the PFL now. So, but back then, I say Bellator was the biggest promotion I've ever fought in.
What can you say about your Bellator debut, your first Bellator fight?
That was against Bubba Jenkins. They got me because they wanted me to be a stepping stone. I had a good record. I was like 2-0. He was 2-0. So it looked good if he could beat me, but they didn't know how much of a fight I had in me and how advanced I was. And I mean, it was a tough fight, dude. I give my hat off to dude. I wish him nothing but the best and all success in his PFL, his fights and all that thing. Hope he wins it. But he's tough. Great. I mean, I understand why he was a national champ in wrestling. He had great wrestling, good grips. He was good.
Cliff Wright, who fought you, was my guest. And what in general you think about him as the opponent? I mean, Cliff Wright literally fought everywhere. I mean, he also fought in BKFC and many other promotions.
Yeah, Cliff Wright, he was a tough fight too. Very game. He was very good at grappling. He caught me in a couple submissions. Luckily that I got caught in training in some of those submissions that he caught me in. So I worked on getting out of those. So when he caught me in, I was good, but he was tough, man. He was very game. He took some great shots from me, and he stayed in there to the end.
What are your thoughts on WSOF? You said it is PFL right now, but
Yes.
back in WSOF days, what was the difference between back then and nowadays when it's PFL? Was it a huge difference or it was just the same fighters, same rules, just maybe not that much money?
Uh, no, it's different fighters now. Different rules. They do it more like a tournament style base, I guess. I haven't looked too much into it. Before they paid well. They paid pretty well. They did good. It just I had a couple injuries and bad runs in that when I was signed to that promotion. So I had a couple losses due to injuries and last minute opponent changes. And I shouldn't have even took fights, but I took them anyway. And so it was just a learning curve for me, learning what to do and when not to do it. So I would train hard and I get hurt in camp or something, and I still fight when I knew better than I should. I shouldn't have fought. I should have told him. I should have backed out and then just got healthy again and fought him when I was healthy. But it's a learning curve.
What can you say about James Nakashima as the opponent? Many people say that I interviewed that he is the master of ground game, but many people also call him lane prey expert. So what do you think about James?
Yeah, he is what he is. I don't know. I mean, I'd fight him again. Wasn't impressed with him. The dude kicked me he poked me in my eye real bad in the first round. and I literally could not see nothing out of my left eye. Like the doctor was like literally a foot in my face, and I could see it was the tip of his nose. Like everything was blurry. Second round, he kicked me in the groin. That took my legs out. So then he had done it the fight before. He did it the fight after to his next opponent. So it's not a good look for him. And so for me, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Like I'm not big on him. If you got to do that to win fights, and then he did that, he still couldn't finish me. I don't know. I'm not big. I'm not very big on him. If he wouldn't have done that and he just grounded me out and he beat me, then I would give him all the compliments in the world. But to do those type of things to get a victory, and then you've done it a previous fight before me and then a fight after me, it makes you look bad. But I will say he did have good wrestling. He did maneuver very well. When we were on the ground, I would try to get up. He moved, got into a better position, different positions. I remember that part. So I'll give him that. He did have very good ground game or wrestling on the ground and control.
How did you defeat Michael Mendonca? Michael Mendonca is the former LFA champ. Now he is a Bellator fighter. And his last fight, alright, he lost in his last fight, but it was a close one. And to me, Michael Mendonca had the greatest fight of the last year. Mendonca versus Dagvador, like 5-round war. I watched the fight, I just couldn't believe how much damage both fighters can handle. So, how were you feeling sharing the ring with Mendonca?
He was good. I mean, he was tall. And it was fun. It was a good battle. I just stuck to the game plan. The game plan was to get in close. Don't stay outside of his range. Don't let him start getting his kicks off. And I was able to accomplish that. I rocked him early in the fight. I was able to take advantage of that and to keep pushing and got him on the ground and was able to control him a little bit and inflict a little damage. But yeah, he's came a long way too. I seen that fight that you're talking about. That was a very good fight. Yeah, I'm impressed with the progress he's made as well. So, I mean, my hat's off to him as well.
Who's the toughest opponent you've ever met, according to your thoughts?
Toughest? Man, I've had some good battles. Toughest, I would have to say, I don't know. That's a good question. The last dude I just fought, he was tough. He took some good shots, but Brian Foster was good. He beat me, but that was short lived. Coming with an overhand. I would say I'll give it to. I don't know. That's a good question, man. I don't know the toughest out of all of them. Win or loss, I'll say the Russian dude. I don't know how to say his name. It starts with an R. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was tough. They switched my opponent 20 minutes before weigh-ins, and I had a hurt knee, and I shouldn't have took that fight. I should have just told him that my knee was hurt. And I shouldn't have fought. My knee was hurt. It then I hurt even worse in the fight. But he was tough. He would not stop coming. He kept coming forward. It's like he never lost any energy. So I would say he was the toughest. I can't pronounce his name. First name starts with an R, and I think his last name starts with an M. But I'd say that's probably one of my toughest fights. His gas tank was there, and even when I slowed down because I didn't have it, he kept pushing me. He was tough.
I will check now the name. I mean, Russian and Bulgarian are pretty much similar. We have same letters, so I mean we can't understand each other, but we have literally same letters in alphabet. So
Yeah.
I will be able to pronounce just to see the name. Just a sec. How did you say his? Ramil Mustafaev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tough. I like the way he fought. I just watched that fight the other day too. I had a hurt knee, so like the whole camp, I couldn't run, so I couldn't get my cardio up. And the dude I was supposed to fight wasn't very active. He was more of trying to be a counter striker. So I was just gonna stand there and box this guy. And then something happened in the tournament for WSFO, and they moved the guy I was supposed to fight up to fight some other dude. So I had to fight him. They asked me if I would fight him, and I was like, yeah, because I was there. But knowing that I didn't have the cardio that I needed to fight him to be able to try to keep the pace he was going to keep in the fight, I took it anyway, and I shouldn't have. But that dude was, like I said, he had a gas tank for days. The dude, he kept moving, and he kept coming forward. He had some good strikes. He landed some good shots on me. So out of all people, I would say the toughest, he was probably the toughest. That's one guy I wish I would have been 100%, or one guy I could have got a rematch with, because he was. I liked him. I liked his style. I liked everything about his fight game.
How many XFC fights did you have? 2, right?
2, yes.
About your first XFC fight, what was the game plan? And what was the game plan about the fight you just won, your second also?
The game plan on the first one, I was just coming off of COVID, came off a knee surgery the year before. So I was heavy. I was like 217. I was kind of chubby. I was like out of shape. I just got back into the gym, and got down to like 203, and my manager called me and asked me if I was interested in doing this tournament. So I was like, yeah, because I know that give me the motivation to lose the weight and get going. So the game plan for me, really, after seeing my opponent and seeing his style, was just to just keep it basic. Utilize my jab. I saw that he was heavy on his front leg. He didn't check too many kicks. Take that front leg out, and then just get out of that fight with the least amount of damage as possible to get ready for the second round. So that's what I was able to do, was to stick to the game plan. I stayed behind the jab a lot, and I threw a lot of leg kicks, and it worked. It helped out. It put him in a bad position, and it was able to let me get that the guillotine at the end in the third round. And the last one, the game plan changed because I pretty much opponent changed, pretty much 24 hours notice kind of type of thing, because they called me the Monday right before I left out there to fight and told me that my opponent, the original guy, broke his nose and he was not able to fight. So the alternate was stepping in. And so with that being said, I didn't have time to game plan for him. Training camp was done. Everything was done. It was just couldn't wait now. So to get out there and not really have no film on him, or not knowing what kind of stuff, real film on him and seeing what he was really good at doing, or it was kind of just winging it, just going out there and trying to stay patient. And once I seen openings, just go. And it happened like that kind of in the beginning, but then after that, we just got the banging. I was able to capitalize off some good strikes.
What can you say about your plans for the future?
I want to win this belt. I'm gonna go in there and fight Bobby Nash now and try to knock him out. I'm gonna win the belt, and I want to hold the belt. I want to be the XFC welterweight champ. I want to be when I retire, I want to have that belt still. So I plan on going on a nice little win streak.
Would you like to add something to this interview? Is there maybe something we forgot to say? Would you like to give a shout out to somebody?
Give a shout out to all my fans, and thanks for the support. I did just get an app, and it's in the App Store, Larue Burley. If you want to go ahead and download that, it tells you everything about me, everything coming up, keeps you updated, allows you to contact me, talk to me personally. It's a cool little app. First fighter to ever have an app. It's pretty cool. It just came out today. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much fun. I've never heard a fighter having app. This is pretty much a new revolutionary moment. No, but seriously, I've never heard a fighter having app. So for me, this is pretty much new.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just in the Google store today. It should be in Apple, their store in within next week. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I looked at it today. I was like, oh, it's pretty impressive. I mean, I like it. It's nice. It's a good thing. I think it'll change the game for fighters. Allow fighters to be more, uh, and allow fighters to have more contacts with fans, and fans to have more contact with their favorite fighters.
Well, that's pretty much fun. The technique is progressing. I mean, when my professor was saying it 2 years ago that Java is going to make something like that, I was thinking he was joking, but it seems he wasn't joking.
Yeah.
Really, he wasn't joking. Thank you so much for this interview. I will upload it tomorrow, probably afternoon, evening your time. I need to create the video. I need to make some adjustments, but tomorrow I will message you, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.